Welcome to Author Toolset Tuesday, and a quote from Margaret Atwood, who said, "The most important thing about writing is to make sure, once you've started a project, to finish it." I'll get to some more on that in a moment. But first, my name is Christopher Diarmani. It is my pleasure, it is my passion to empower aspiring Christian nonfiction writers to share their story of trauma to triumph, to share that journey using a complete, detailed roadmap for writing success so they can write, finish, and publish their book and make the impact they know they were born to make through that. It's a beautiful calling, and it's one that I love. But I want to go back to this quote for a moment because I think it's really, really important. Once you start a project, finish it. Well, I spent a very long time starting many projects, never finishing any of them. It's embarrassing to admit that, but it's a part of my path to become a better writer, to become a better person. Can't become one with the other. I can't become a better writer if I don't become a better person. And if I don't do the things I say I'm going to do, well, it's really hard to do either one of those things, isn't it? So I spent 15 years, or maybe a little longer, I don't know. It's roughly 15 years, where I refused to do the things that guarantee my success today. The stuff that I do today without even thinking about it are the very things that I refused to do for a really long time. So I started all kinds of projects, never finished any of them. Until one day I finally decided that, you know what? I need to figure out how to do this, because I'm sick to death of not getting there, not crossing that finish line. And I learned a few things, I tried a few things, and guess what? One day, I flipped that switch in my head and figured out that I'm going to do all the things that I know that I've been told to do, but that I've refused to do. I'm going to stop being a belligerent jerk. I'm going to just do the things that I'm told to do and see what happens. 50 books later, I've learned a lot of really cool things. And I've also learned that there's a system just for me that helps me guarantee my own success. And that's what I like sharing with you. Because if it works for me, it'll work for you. And if it can take me from that place of never doing anything in 15 years to publishing 50 books and working on more, well, I guarantee it can work for you too. It just can. It's easy to start writing a book. I did it dozens, maybe even hundreds of times. Started writing many books. The harder part, of course, is crossing the finish line. That's the hard part. Doing the day in, day out slog of the essential work required to make sure that I cross the finish line. Once I started embracing that idea, it literally became really easy. It truly did. You know, I spent 15 years starting book after book with the nonsense. Let this time be different, Lord. Well, how could it possibly? How could it possibly? I wasn't willing to do anything different. Nonsense, you know? Insanity is doing the same things over and over again, expecting a different result. And that literally was me for 15 years trying to write a book. My failure over those 15 years was inevitable, even though I couldn't see it in the moment. Had no idea. I didn't understand what wasn't working. All I knew is that it wasn't. And then I discovered a few simple actions that made my success inevitable. And that's why I'm such a big fan of writing systems and writing schedules and breaking it down in advance before I start writing a first draft, because once I do that, once I know the what to write, doing the actual writing is so easy and so fast, and that's the fun part. It's so fast. I shifted my thinking both about writing and about myself, and both of these things were really, really important. You know, since then, as I said, I've written and published 50 books. And I don't say that to brag, but to show you that what's possible. If I can go from never completing a single first draft in 15 years to publishing 50 books, guess what? You can too. You can too. So if you've started writing your book over and over, or you started writing many books over and over, but like me, you haven't finished a single first draft, then I've got some really good news for you. Some really great news for you, to be quite honest. There's a better way. Oh my goodness, there's a better way. There has to be, right? Of course, there is. There's a better way. Number one, improve your writing mindset. Your thinking determines your reality. The thoughts that you think literally create your reality. So if you believe you can write a book, you're going to be way more willing to do the things that are required than if you believe you can't. Because in the I can't space, mind space, you're not going to do anything. Because you know it's impossible. Why would I even waste my time? I can't do it. I know that. And that knowledge is a prison. So go into a better prison. Go into the I can prison. Because there everything's possible. Right? Number 2, improve your writing tool set. This is easy. Really easy. Practice makes perfect, as the old adage says, right? If I simply write every day and I write more every day, guess what? It won't be very long before I'm writing a lot of words every day and I'm writing better words than I ever have before. Again, from experience, I can tell you that my first drafts today are way better than some of my third and fourth drafts when I first started. When I first started on the road of successfully writing a book. You know, all the failed starts for those 15 years, I don't count that. But once I got to the place where I could actually finish a book and get it out into the world, just because I practice writing every single day, it just means that it's impossible not to get better when you do that. So build yourself a daily writing habit. Really cool things come out of that habit. Things you can't even imagine today. And yet, like the example I just shared, my first drafts today are pretty darn good. I don't think they're publishable, but I've read other stuff by others that, to me, don't meet even the first draft standard today. So, to each their own, but all I'm saying is the more you practice, the better you're going to get. Improve your writing skill set. Same thing. The tool set is all about finding and embracing new tools. The skill set is simply doing the stuff that's required to get better every single day. And more than anything, that's just attitude. It really is. Because if I embrace the attitude of, well, it's 4 o'clock today, and that means it's time to sit down and write. It's not even a choice. It's simply that's what I do at 4 o'clock every day. I sit down and write for an hour. Doesn't matter what else is going on in my day. That's the time that I've set aside. So find a time to do that for yourself and then simply practice every single day. Then improve your timeline for success. Improve your timeline for success. And what does that mean? That means scheduling your writing sessions. That means figuring out what your number is, your manuscript math number is, and then building a plan to write your book inside that time frame. If that sentence made no sense for you, to reach out to me and I will happily explain it to you in depth. I would love to do that. And then number 5, do all of those things courageously. Courageously, no matter what happens. It doesn't matter what happens. You can keep going. You can write one more page. You can write one more page. You can always do that. So if you want to cross the finish line of Publication Highway this year, guess what? Do those 5 things. Do those 5 things a little bit every day, improve on them every single day, and then dedicate your life to living as Paul talks about in 2 Timothy 4:7. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Finish the race. You've started. Finish it. Keep the faith that it's possible for you. If you can't believe that it's possible for you, then believe that I believe it's possible for you. Because I know it is. I know from my own life. Literally, if I can do this, anybody can. Because there is nothing special about me. I just happen to be belligerently determined to never give up. And that's just a large part of why I finally got successful, is because I simply refuse to quit. So if that's what it takes, if it takes you believing that I believe you can do it, until you can believe yourself, then lean on that. But know this, you can do this. It is utterly within your capability right now, even if you don't believe it is. That I know is true. As I breathe this air, I know that is true. And if you can't get there yet, that's okay. Believe that I believe it. Believe that I know you can do this. And then just keep doing those 5 steps. Do those 5 things every single day. And my bet is that with inside, 2, 3, 4 weeks, you're going to believe you can do it too. That's the fun part. It truly is. So with that, I will leave you today. I'm here every day at 3 o'clock. I would love to see you again tomorrow. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until then, sit down and write. See what comes of it. Let me know tomorrow. Bye for now.